there, welcome to our MadeTech team interview series. This is a collection of chats aimed to better understand what each role within MadeTech is all about and to feature the great work members of our team are doing. My name is Carson. I am the digital marketing coordinator here at MadeTech, and today I will be talking with Lewis, one of our senior engineers currently based in our Manchester office. Lewis, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. Thanks. How are you?
Great, thanks. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. To get started, a little bit about you. How did you become interested in tech?
So it actually started when I was about 12 years old, and I was a member of a forum, an online forum. It was to do with like this eBay for kids, basically. And I realized I want to do something like this. So I learned how to set up one on my own and a host, and then I had to edit the HTML and learned a bit of PHP, and that kind of snowballed into learning how to code. And then I went off to university and got a master's degree in software engineering, and now I'm here.
Nice, great. And outside of tech, what other hobbies do you have?
Well, I'm a big reader. I love reading sci-fi novels and horror novels. I'm reading Turn of the Screw by Henry James at the minute, which is dense, but I'm enjoying it.
Okay, nice, great. And how long have you worked at MadeTech?
So I've been at MadeTech. It'll be a year next week.
Oh, wow, okay, coming up then.
Yeah.
Nice. Had you worked in the public sector at all before you joined MadeTech?
I had a brief stint in the aerospace sector, which involved sort of the European Space Agency and the UK Space Agency. So I had some exposure to like public sector, but not to the same extent that MadeTech does.
Yeah, sure. And how do you find working in the public sector?
It's good. You get some really, really interesting projects, and I think that the thing I like most about it is being able to do, good. Is having an impact on the way tech works in the public sector is nice.
Yeah, definitely a large impact. I feel like I've had that conversation with a lot of people. I feel like you're making a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and how did you come to find out about MadeTech?
So I actually found out from the hiring, so the talent lead at the time got in touch with me over a hiring website that I'd signed up for, and about a day later I got a message off them telling me about the company, and I had a look through the handbook and stuff, and it all looked really great. So I sent over my CV and had an interview. I started the interview process.
Great. Was there anything in particular that attracted you to MadeTech?
Yeah, so there were three major things, I think. So there was the openness, so like having that handbook in the open was a big thing for me, because I like working for places that value transparency. LearnTech, sort of having that investment time in learning was also something I was really keen on doing. It was something I've not had a chance to do at other companies, and I like the opportunity to grow. And having the academy I thought was great. Being able to invest in new engineers was, I was really impressed by that. So it made me want to come on board.
Yeah, definitely. I know the handbook was such a big point for me as well. I was surprised to see just everything right there, even before I really spoke to anyone, which was pretty cool. So for anyone looking to apply, what was the interview process like for you?
It was actually quite a painless process, I think is the right word to use. Like I sent off my CV to the talent lead at the time, who sort of took about 3 or 4 days to get back to me. By which point they offered me a phone interview, which I had with one of the lead engineers. So it was just a short 30-minute phone interview just to check that we were aligned and that it felt like a good fit. And then it was a 90-minute face-to-face interview when we had face-to-face interviews.
Back in the day.
All that time ago. Where so it's sort of 30 minutes with two hiring managers, just having a chat about like my work history and what got me into tech and stuff like that. 30-minute pairing exercise with the lead engineer, and then 30-minute kind of more technical discussion where we did sort of like an architectural question, a tech architecture question.
Cool. And what does your role here involve? What's like a day in the life of your role?
Oh, it's quite a hard one to answer, really, because it can vary quite a lot. But typically, as a senior engineer, I'm involved with like a single work stream on a project. So I'll be working directly with like one of MadeTech's clients on a day-to-day basis, and we'll sort of you'll have your usual sort of like on the current project we have stand up, and then we'll have the rest of the day we'll pick up like work, or we will have And the minute we're doing a lot of mobbing, so the whole development team is all on one call, and we're all trying to work through a problem together,
Mm.
which is quite nice because it's kind of nice to pool ideas and everyone sort of gets the information propagated at the same time. And I think, yeah, that's been my days recently anyway.
Nice, great. And what do you like most about being a senior engineer?
Ooh, good question. I think probably being able to so I like working on problems. I like writing code. That's
Mm.
obviously why I became an engineer. But also having people there who I can mentor and work with, seeing people who come in at a more junior level and then working with them and just watching that knowledge, right? Their
Yeah.
abilities just really come out. It's great, and having a role in that is probably my favorite part about being senior.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that mentorship is such a big part of the Made Tech culture and
Yeah,
just encouraging people to grow in whatever ways works best for them. So yeah,
yeah, me too. I think it's great.
cool. What are some of the most challenging things you find about this role?
Obviously, the work can be challenging, right?
Yeah.
It's mentally taxing to write. You're given a specification from a customer. You're given like a set of requirements and turning those into a finished feature. There's things you have to do there, and a big part of that is having the conversations with the customer, with the client, and drawing out. Okay, so this is what you said. How does that translate to a finished product, and how do we verify that's the case? And
Mm.
having those conversations can be challenging, but also really rewarding when it's done.
Sure, sure. Right. What's one of your favorite projects you've worked on?
At MadeTech right now, I think is probably the one I'm on. The one I'm on right now is one of my favorites because it's such a different challenge. Um, so we're trying a digital transformation for some kind of critical infrastructure within the UK government, and we're taking that and putting it into the cloud, and then we're going to start modernizing it, and that's to be directly involved with like improving the technology and the infrastructure of the government is it's a big deal.
Right.
I really like it.
Cool. Cool. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to be a senior software engineer?
Um, so if someone was coming in at a junior, I think just put as much time as you can, invest in learning as much as you can. Um, do different projects, learn various different programming languages, and you know uh, just making yourself more of a generalist. Just it helps you understand, come up with a completely different approach.
Mm.
Yeah, just invest in the learning, I think.
Cool. Yeah, and that's definitely something we do a lot at Made Tech.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Since we are still in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, what is the biggest challenge you've had to face since lockdown in this position, and how did you overcome it?
So the biggest challenge I found was that I found that we were lacking the personal interactions that we had before lockdown. Previously we used to try to commute to the client office, so there'd be times where there'd be four of us in the car, and we'd have sort of an hour of conversation, and it was quite nice to kind of bond. And we overnight we sort of lost that, and we weren't in the office anymore. A couple of things that we've done to kind of combat that were we had an open Google Meet room at all times, so we would go in there and you could just sit there and work away, and people could join, and you could have sort of off the cuff discussions, and it was an attempt to recreate that sort of office environment. And then we've had sort of more structured like social sessions where we've had like, okay, well, let's do a few hours at the end of the day. Let's go grab a drink, get some food and sit on a call and play some video games or something together, and just socialize in a way that we haven't been able to do in quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the team has added in the whole coffee breaks where people can join for coffee breaks, which is really nice. And we
Yes.
have the bar on Fridays, which is open for everyone
Yeah.
to join. So yeah, definitely a lot of different ways to still try and get that social connection,
Yeah.
even though we're all very far apart at the moment. One last question for you. What do you like most about working at Made Tech?
I think it's definitely like the people. It's the people that work for Matex seem to be consistently the nicest people I've ever worked with. It's a really really nice environment. It feels very safe. There's though there that concept of like no stupid questions and things like that. really baked into the way people are in Maytech, and that's what I love about it.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Everyone's so nice. From day one, everyone was just so welcoming. So great. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was really interesting hearing about what your role is like. And if anyone would like to get in touch with Maytech or has any other questions for Lewis about his role here, I will add our contact information to the description below. Please feel free to reach out and be sure to stay tuned for our next Maytech team interview coming next month. Thank you again. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.